These numbers weren't just statistics. They were families, kids, cousins, and neighbors being taken away. It wasn't just numbers, it was trauma. It was families breaking apart, and it was kids losing childhood overnight. It was a whole community stuck between survival and destruction.
Crack hit that hard. Like crack hit that hard. Like you lose your childhood overnight, gang. I ain't think it hit that damn hard. I don't know, cause like my mom, my dad didn't smoke making nuts, so I don't know. I had a few uncles smoke making nuts, you know what I'm saying, and I don't think it went from one day they was like normal, and the next day they was a Jado. Like if I can recall, that shit kind of happened like over time. Like nigga ain't just go to like hang crack one time to stealing your refrigerator shit like that. I ain't think so. YouTube. Fam bam, man, what poppin', man? Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to another video I go about done, man. If it's your first time tapping in, make sure you tap in. It's my second reaction channel, man. King Done Reacts 2. We been going crazy on the daily, man. We back in Cali, man. Every time I leave Cali, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be like, nah, done. We ain't rocking with the rack. We want to hear about California love. So we back in Cali, man. We got War in Cali on the docket tonight, man. Y'all make sure y'all rock out with the kid, man, by liking the video, hyping the video. You know what I'm saying? Join that comment game by putting your comments on this video in the comment section down below. And also, man, make sure y'all subscribe if you ain't subscribed, man. Ring that bell, hit all for the kid. And to all the returning viewers, everybody who done already did all that, I love the hell out y'all, man. Super Bowl weekend, who y'all got? Who y'all got, gang? Let me know in that comment section down below. You feel me? But anyway, let's tap into this War in Cali documentary. Hey, sub War in Cali too, man. Dope content creator, man. We need to get him to 1 million.
To another episode of War in Cali. Now, the city of Los Angeles is an area rooted in culture, soul, and survival. The area has produced world-changing artists, to athletes, activists, and movements. But beginning in the early 1980s, something arrived that would reshape the whole area, and that would be crack cocaine. What started
the monkey nuts. We talking about the monkey nuts tonight. We really ain't talking about nobody gangbanging, man. We talking about how the crack epidemic damn near wiped out our whole state, gang. Really the world. Really the world.
As a small street rumor, quickly turned into one of the most devastating public health disasters in American history. With just a few years, entire blocks fell apart. Between 1983 and 1989, crack-related homicide rates in Los Angeles increased over 200%, with the LAPD reporting more than 800 drug-related killings annually by the end of the decade. Drug arrests in predominantly black and Latino neighborhoods in Los Angeles tripled, and by 1990, nearly 60% of all LAPD drug arrests involved black residents. Even though black people were less than 13% of the city's total population, these numbers weren't just statistics. They were families, kids, cousins, and neighbors being taken away. It wasn't just numbers, it was trauma. It was families breaking apart, and it was kids losing childhood overnight. It was a whole community stuck between survival and destruction.
Crack hit that hard. Like crack hit that hard. Like you lose your childhood overnight, gang. I ain't think it hit that damn hard. I don't know, cause like my mom, my dad didn't smoke making nuts, so I don't know. I had a few uncles smoke making nuts, you know what I'm saying, and I don't think it went from one day they was like normal, and the next day they was a Jado. Like if I can recall, that shit kind of happened like over time. Like nigga ain't just go to like hang crack one time to stealing your refrigerator shit like that. I ain't think so anyway.
For teenagers in Los Angeles, life changed by the moment crack hit the blocks. For teenagers living in Los Angeles during the crack explosion, life changed almost instantly. Childhood became something you watched over kids in other neighborhoods enjoyed. By the mid-1980s, 1 in every 3 black teenagers in Los Angeles County lived below the poverty line. Nearly half of all youth surveyed in Los Angeles reported seeing drug activity on their blocks every single day. Schools in Los Angeles began to lose hundreds of students. Between 1985 and 1990, an average attendance dropped between 20 to 30% in most Los Angeles schools. Truancy rates increased over 50%. Teachers reported alarming levels of emotional trauma in their students. Things like depression, anxiety, and grief. Kids who once rode bikes and played sports,
they got that now.
Through alleys filled with broken glass, burnt foil, and addicts everywhere. Over 40% of black teens.
But burnt foil is not crack though. Burnt foil, that's heroin. You feel me? How do you know that shit? I honestly don't. Come on, man. We all from the hood. I believe burnt foil, that's not crack. Like, burnt foil is heroin. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know in the comment section, folks.
Reported seeing drug deals daily. These kids didn't get to grow up slow. They grew up fast. Imagine being 14 years old and watching your neighborhood transform overnight. You walk to school and you see addicts lined up on a block. Kids your age are ditching class, and police helicopters are circling your neighborhood. For many teenagers, their parents were battling addiction. Their older siblings joined gangs for protection, and their friends started disappearing. The jail, the violence, or just the streets. By the early 90s, the LA youth homicide rate hit 150 per 100,000. For comparison, that was 4 times higher than New York's youth murder rate, and 6 times higher than Chicago's at the time.
What?
For a teenager in Los Angeles, death wasn't a rare tragedy. It was something everyone accepted as a real possibility. For a teenager, everyday life meant survival, avoiding the wrong corner, watching for drive-bys, staying out the way while older gang members handle business, trying to keep your household together while your parents fought addiction inside their homes, or it was just damaged severely. The crack epidemic caused many parents' addiction rates to skyrocket. LA County reported an 800% increase in children placed into foster care during the late 80s, with the majority coming from South Central neighborhoods. Grandmothers suddenly became the full-time parents again. Teenagers often became the head of the household and forced to take care of siblings because their mother or father was battling addiction or caught in an endless cycle of arrests and releases. Teenagers weren't just losing safety, they were losing guidance, structure, and hope. They learned adult survival skills long before they learned how to navigate adulthood. Teenagers weren't just kids anymore. They were caretakers, they were observers of trauma, and they were trying to stay alive in a world they never asked for. With so much instability, many teens turned to the streets for belonging, identity, protection, and money. Surveys from the era showed that over 40% of Los Angeles teens felt that joining the gang increased their chances of staying alive. To them, a gang wasn't just violence, it was a shield. It was family in a world where their actual family was falling apart. This was the environment. Teenagers grew up in a place where trauma felt normal. Police felt like enemies, and schools felt like chaos. And the streets felt like the only consistent force in their lives. Before the crack era, gangs in Los Angeles were mostly about neighborhood identity, including CRIPS, Bloods, Pirus, and SA gangs. But crack changed everything. It turned gang life into a business. Between 1980 and 1990, the estimated number of documented gang members in Los Angeles rose from 20,000 to over 60,000, a massive increase in just 10 years. By 1988, LA recorded over 1,000 gang-related homicides, the highest gang murder count ever documented in major U.S. cities at the time. Some neighborhoods saw shootings almost every night. For gang members, the streets weren't just dangerous, they were unstable. Crack cocaine brought new money, but also new enemies. Territories became worth killing over. Lookouts, runners, enforcers, and an organization, the gangs became tighter, more structured, and more heavily armed.
Weapons, including a submachine gun. This all happened in Los Angeles County within the past 36 hours. Murderous gang crime, fueled by the traffic in rock cocaine. From those same gangs, crack now flows northward to the Bay Area in enormous quantities. Tonight, in a special edition of Cover Story, News Center 4 reporter Bob Zirkin goes inside the drug pipeline and reports on the LA connection we constantly hear about, but rarely see.
This wave of drug-driven structure raised violence to unprecedented levels. Rival sets fought constantly, not just over disrespect, but over money, product, and territory. Gun availability skyrocketed. Los Angeles saw an influx of illegally trafficked firearms.
But they were killing each other before crack, though, wasn't they? I mean, I can understand why crack made it worse, but they were smacking each other way before crack.
Many of which were military grade, are imported through secondary markets. By the early 1990s, the ATF estimated that over 70% of the illegal guns in Los Angeles were connected to drug-related gun conflicts. Gang members had to live with constant threats, rivals trying to take over their drug spots, and police conducting violent sweeps. Big homies demanding loyalty, and young homies being forced deeper into the life. Many lost their close friends before turning 18, or lost their lives themselves. Funerals became normal. Mothers burying their sons became normal. They were dying before their mothers and parents did. In Los Angeles during the late 80s and the early 90s, A black male aged 15 to 24 had a higher chance of being killed than going to college.
God
and it was
dang.
the same all across Los Angeles, and it became the rest of the following cities across this nation. Even gang members who weren't involved in the drug sales still got swept into the chaos. You couldn't be neutral. Wearing the wrong color, standing on the wrong block, or even just being related to the wrong person could get you caught up.
We like that
Gang
now.
members weren't born violent. Many were created by the environment, created by survival, and created by desperation. While the media often portrayed drug dealers as ruthless and heartless, the reality was far more complex. Many drug dealers were teenagers or young adults who came from extreme poverty. The average annual income for minorities in Los Angeles during the mid-1980s was under $18,000, and the employment in areas hovered between 20 to 30%, with some neighborhoods reaching 40% of unemployment. In a world with no jobs and failing schools, crack money looked like the only path to survival. A teenager could make up to $500 to $1,500 a night, and mid-level dealers could bring in tens of thousands a week. For many young men, this outcome wasn't about the luxury. It was about paying rent their parents couldn't afford, buying food for their siblings and themselves, and keeping the lights on. But the drug dealer's world wasn't glamorous. It was a trap. Dealers lived with constant paranoia. Police raids, robberies, rival dealers trying to take their corners, and addicts begging, crying, or scheming for one more hit. During the peak of the crack epidemic, robbery rates increased 60%, many tied directly to drug disputes, and the justice system wasn't equal. Crack and powder cocaine was chemically the same, but crack carried 100 times more punishment under the federal law. That meant the ninth.
You wanna know why? And y'all probably gonna say, "Oh, I'm on done," but the reason crack carry more penalties than actual cocaine, you know what I'm saying? Like the powder form, freebase carry way more than that because freebase users are majority people of color. I don't know no other way to put it. That's just point blank period, bro. The reason powder cocaine don't carry a harsher penalty than freebase cocaine is because powder cocaine is a rich man's drug. Okay, Dan, what you mean? Your judge is probably using powder. Your entertainers are using powder. Your doctors may be using powder. Your teachers are using powder. People in the military may be using powder. They're not using crack. Crack is a broke man's drug, bro. You feel me? So the reason that, probably can go to jail for life for having crack, but if you got powder, you might get a slap on the wrist. It's because that judge using cocaine his damn self and not freebase. He using powder. He's not smoking crack. They look down on people who smoke crack. They look at you like a junkie if you smoke crack. It's a poor man's drug. That's just real.
Girls selling small rocks could get 10 to 15 years, while someone selling powder in Beverly Hills got probation.
Facts.
By the year 2000, 1 in 5 every black man in Los Angeles County have been incarcerated, many due to low-level drug sales or possession charges. Families lost fathers, brothers, uncles, and sons to prison, sometimes for decades. The damage was generational. Children grew up without parents, women were left to raise families alone, but poverty and trauma deepened. From 1980 to 1995, Los Angeles lost over 50,000 manufacturing jobs. Poverty climbed over 30%. The number of single-parent households doubled. Drug arrests in the black communities were 5 times higher than the white communities. It wasn't just drugs that hurt Los Angeles. It was policing, it was a lack of opportunities, and it was a systematic neglect. At the same time, public schools in Los Angeles suffered severe budget cuts. Schools in black neighborhoods had the highest student-to-teacher ratios and the lowest funding per child, and some of the highest suspension rates in the state. By the early 80s, dropout rates for black youth in South Central Los Angeles reached 45% in certain schools, and nearly 1 out of every 2 students. The lack of opportunity created breeding grounds for gangs, and the arrival of crack subcharged that environment. But instead of addressing poverty or providing resources, the government responded with punishment. The war on drugs declared in 1982 expanded heavily in the late 80s, poured billions into policing, but slashed budget treatment and housing and schools. Between 1985 and 1995, California prison budgets increased 600%, while funding for drug treatment programs only increased 12%. Los Angeles became over-policed but under-supported. During the crack era, LAPD introduced the military tactics, such as batter ram, also known knock raids, and massive sweeps. Residents described nights where hundreds of officers were storming blocks, kicking down doors, arresting dozens of people at a time, including those who were never charged with any crime. Between 1984 and 1990, LAPD narcotics units made over 200 arrests in South Central alone, but less than 10% of those arrested were ever charged with trafficking.
Dang.
That means more than 90% were simply just caught in a storm. They were users, low-level offenders, or innocent residents. Los Angeles became a battlefield, not because of crime, but because of systems abandoned it. The explosion of addiction and violence happened in a vacuum left behind. During the late 80s, hospitals in Los Angeles reported an overwhelming surge in overdose-related emergencies. They saw an increase over 500% between 1983 and 1990. Nurses described nights where addicts were lined in the hallways, shivering, sweating, or screaming for help. The number of babies born with crack-related exposure, often referred to in the media as crack babies, jumped dramatically. LA County recorded nearly 12,000 cocaine-exposed infants between 1985 and 1990 alone. Many of these children entered foster care immediately because their moms were battling addiction and had no support.
That's sad.
Never sue the person who hit you after a car accident.
That's sad as hell.
Crack epidemic began to cool down in the late 90s. The aftershock continued to shake Los Angeles to this very day. The war on drugs left behind deep scars that many have yet to heal from. By the mid-2000s, Los Angeles County had more than 250,000 people with drug convictions, with a large concentrated coming from South Los Angeles, known as South Central. These convictions made it nearly impossible to find housing, jobs, or loans. The loss of black home ownership was staggering between 1990 and 2020. Black home ownership in Los Angeles dropped over 40%, partly because these families lost their homes to their incarceration, or because parents battling addiction couldn't maintain mortgages or pay rent. This displacement contributed to gentrification, something residents still fight today. As we step back from individual neighborhoods and personal stories, it becomes clear that crack epidemic was not just a crisis in one city, one community, or one region. It was a nationwide disaster, one of the most devastating social collapses in modern American history. From Los Angeles to New York, from Chicago to Miami, from Detroit to Baltimore, and several other cities around the nation. The crack era left a mark that still shapes American life today. The epidemic surged across the country in shocking speed, especially between 1984 and 1989. Crack cocaine spread through more than 40 major cities in the U.S., hitting urban neighborhoods already weakened by decades of economic disadvancement and racial segregation, factory closures, and systematic inequality. By the late 80s, an estimated 6 million Americans had either used crack or been affected by something who did.
Damn.
It wasn't just a drug. It was a force that tore through households, blocks, schools, streets, and entire generations. Still, the scars of crack remain, and in 2026, many of the same neighborhoods hit the hardest in the 1980s still face the same long-term consequences. Higher incarceration rates, higher poverty rates, higher violence exposure, strained mental health, generational trauma, and broken trust in institutions.
So was crack really the problem then? If in 2026, bro, we still going through the same stuff, like was crack the problem?
The crack epidemic didn't just break individuals, it reshaped entire regions of the country. It left wounds so deep, some are still healing more than 35 years later. This will conclude this episode, if you haven't already.
I ain't gonna cap, man. Like, hey, if you come from the hood, bro, or if you come from grandma raising you, bro, then you probably seen one of your uncles or aunties or somebody do some crack, bro. Like, straight up. I even had a big homie tell me, I asked him straight up, bro. I said, have you ever done crack? Because he looked like he had done did crack. He say, it was the 80s. Everybody was doing it. But I told y'all, like, we look at crack like that's some junkie shit. Like, I would never do crack. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I would never do any kind of hard drugs. The most I do, I may smoke me a spliff every now and again, and I'm gonna sip me some Taylor Port and things of that nature. But crack off the no, I seen what it does to people. That's why I don't really understand why people do it. You feel what I'm saying? Matter of fact, like, I haven't seen a crackhead in a very long time. And shout out to all the crackheads around the world, around the nation, because they can do anything. You know what I'm saying? If, like, bro, a crackhead, if they can put their mind to it, they can do it, bro. You feel me? Nigga, they'll paint your house and fix your car within 2 hours of your day, nigga. After they fix it, they'll wash it, have it clean as hell. You feel what I'm saying? Or babysit your child, nigga, just to get $10. I'm being honest. Straight up. But when it comes to this, bro, I was looking at it like this the whole time watching this. I'm like, damn, you could have either been on one side or the other side. Because I'm pretty sure somebody made a nice chunk of change selling crack, bro. You feel me? And somebody had a damn good time using it. I'm not gonna cap. But all in all, it was like destruction. You feel me? And now they got that fentanyl, bro. Fentanyl busting people hard left and right. I don't even know why. I don't even understand why people play with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why people play. I don't understand why people play with none of this shit. Cause, bro, I ate an edible the other day. Cause, bro, I ate an edible probably like 6 months ago, bro. Gang, that shit had me walking around like I was losing my damn mind. I called my wife and I said, hey, you gotta get home. I think I need to go to the emergency room off of a fucking edible, straight up. That shit probably had crack in it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm up. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this video in the comment section down below, man. Don't forget to like that video. Don't forget to sub it up. After y'all sub it up, though, make sure y'all ring that bell. Because y'all ring that bell, make sure y'all hit all. I want y'all to miss none of these bangers. You smell me? 3K by the day. 10K we on the way, man. 100K plat by the top of the top. This King Done React 2. I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all tapping in on King Done React. That's my main channel. Tapping on me and my latest vlogging channel, Done in Corner. Tapping on my latest channel, Corner May. And we're going to catch y'all in the next video, man. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Let's get it. Gang. You know we got the streets, nigga. We got the trap, too. I say my trap doing numbers. I just bust another jewel. Got a player around the corner, hey. I say my trap doing numbers like that 05 summer. Got a quarter pound on me, hey. The trap doing numbers.